I think most people are aware by now that the mainstream media, our governments and state-sponsored scientists all lied to us about the origin of the COVID-19 virus. With flagrant dishonesty, they persisted with the idea that COVID emerged from the natural world, when it was obvious to anyone with the most basic capacity for critical thinking that the virus emerged from a lab leak. The fact that the virus emanated from Wuhan, the location of a major institute of virology that had been carrying out research on bat coronaviruses in questionable conditions of biosecurity, was bizarrely treated as incidental by the establishment, when it was clearly a glaring giveaway as to the origins of the pandemic. We were very obviously being lied to, and yet everyone who tried to tell the truth was banned from social media, had their videos removed from streaming sites, and were labelled conspiracy theorists and nutjobs. The truth was suppressed by censorship, but of course that happens beyond COVID. Any public figure who wants to stand up and tell the truth about the climate crisis or the truth about gender is relentlessly attacked as an example to others. Keep your mouth shut or have your life ruined. Today, mainstream newspapers are finally printing the story that state-sanctioned UK scientists helped shut down the lab leak theory in 2020, even though they were well aware that the theory was entirely credible. State scientists such as Patrick Vallance colluded on a hugely influential paper in scientific journal Natural Medicine, claiming that the virus came from a natural spillover event and shutting down the lab leak theory, even though email evidence released under a Freedom of Information request proves that these scientists knew that what they were claiming was a lie. So why the cover-up? Was it to stop China from facing a global backlash and calls for compensation? Was it because the gain-of-function research being carried out at this laboratory was funded by the American taxpayer at the behest of Fauci as chief medical advisor to the president during the Trump administration? How significantly were Gates and Schwab involved in all this? Was it some sort of controlled experiment on the global populace to see how pliable we all are, to test how far we can be manipulated? Why was every global leader gabbling on about building back better? Was this the precursor to having the Great Reset inflicted upon us? We'll never have answers to these questions, but we know unequivocally that we were lied to and manipulated by our seemingly elected representatives and by individuals in extremely powerful positions of global responsibility. When we can see open corruption and transgression at the very highest levels of public life, if we can't trust the people we need to be able to trust the most, what is the consequence for the rest of society, for civilization in general? As the popular expression goes, a fish rots from the head down.